Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Sandy Bay Farm, to Willow Farm more precisely, where we are baling our hay. Only got two fields left. Got this one right here, and the small one just on the other side. Small problem, I gotta go down the highway for a couple of feet here, and unless the cops show up, I should be fine, because I've got a bit of a double load on right now. Four-way flashers are on, beacon light is on, but if they catch me out here, I'm toast. So, let's see what we can do to not get caught. Nope, just a car. Don't get paranoid. It's just a car. Alright, so let's turn into here. Hopefully there's nobody back there. Gonna make a nice wide turn. That post. Got him. Little bit of a tight entrance here, but should be fine. The last trailer's gonna clear. And we're in. Good stuff. Alright. Let's just set stuff up now, and turn that on, and gotta open that one up. Yep. And power up the baler, drop the header, and we're off. Well, turns out this Valmet is exactly what I needed. Now the problem is that I was up all night, terrified of what I just bought from Joey. But, you know, Joey, the tractor I bought from Joey, the Fendt 800, is going to be a nice big 240 horsepower tractor. It's going to help out with some of the bigger jobs in the future. But this one here seems to be doing just fine when it comes to pulling a baler around and that scale of job. So yeah, we'll have to decide who does what job eventually. And up she comes. These hills are steep. So even this guy here has some problems with it. You can only imagine that the baby Valmet wasn't going to make it. Alright. And that's full, so up. And drop it there. There we go. And close the door again back there. Hopefully that doesn't fall over on me because this is pretty steep. And we're off again. Alright, what's on the agenda for today? I got this field to bale, I've got that field to bale, everything else is done. Got a little bit of rain coming, so I'm gonna have to really start focusing and trying to get the bales off the fields ASAP. If they get wet, I'm gonna lose volume, and if I lose volume, I'm gonna lose money. So, let's just finish this job off, and then we need to go to town and get ourselves some bale forks, because we've been triple stacking and quadruple stacking these bales, and I do not relish the idea that I could be. That's 3 in that bale. I'm gonna drop them at 3. There you go. I do not relish the thought of collecting all these bales one at a time. I'd just as soon grab them in stacks, if at all possible. Alright, so let me finish this field, and then we'll head back up to the farm, grab the old Valmet, and head down to the store. All right, welcome back to Sandy Bay. Still my favorite approach to the town. Looks like Landy Kid hasn't moved over to the west coast yet. Joey will get him over there. Joey seems to always get his way. I find that when I was farming the big farm, I call it, the one on top of the hill, didn't get a chance to drive through town very often. Enjoy the seashore, enjoy the view of the hill. So much to be recommended for this side of the map. Anyway, shopping time. And what's more fun than shopping? Well, shopping with a friend. So, I've asked a friend of ours, and by when I say a friend of ours, I don't mean the Joey Bachagaloop style. I asked a friend of ours to join us so we could do some shopping together. Ah, there you are.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, so we got a bit of a roundup here. We got a bit of a bale fork roundup.
Yeah, well, I heard that you were in the market for some bale forks.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and brought out kind of a nice assortment of bale forks,
Right.
bale grabbers. There's some bale grabbers in here. There's some what I call bale spikes.
Right.
There's a nice random assortment here. I'm sure we'll find something that will fit your needs.
Hang on one second. Let me just I'm just gonna run back here and turn this off because it's bugging me. There we go. All right, now we can hear each other think.
All right, so what are you looking for?
Well, I've got these guys here are kind of the standard bale forks from in game, and I've been using like when it comes to doing feeding and stuff like that, I don't mind using those. But I've got a contract right now where I'm basically stacking bales and I'm going to be selling bales, so I'm just going to I want to figure out if I can grab multiple bales at the same time, and I'm dealing mostly with square bales.
Oh yes, so yeah, these little old forks for handling one bale, they're just you're gonna be eaten up with time and trying
Yeah.
to do any bale work. So yeah, there's some assortments of forks over here that will do what you need to do as far as multiple bale forks.
Right.
You know, this is kind of I call this a bale spike because it's got some grabber arms. You
Right. Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one.
So these activate and they actually grab the bale and sort of secure it when you're moving it around.
Yeah, you know, when you're transporting, because once you have 2 or 3 bales up there, the top bales can start getting awful unstable.
Right.
So they're just kind of sitting there. So they will you see the piston there, it will rotate in,
Right.
cause the spikes to kind of rotate out and grab the bale.
Right.
They're good for hay and straw bales.
Okay.
Not so good for silage bales because you don't want to damage the wrap.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to break the seal on them. Now
Yeah,
these
so
guys here, these are massive. So what are
these are top of the line forks for people who are doing a lot of bale work.
right?
With these little puppies, you can move yourself 4 bales at a time.
Wow.
Of course, that's a lot of weight. That's a ton.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so you got to have a pretty good. You got to have a lot of junk in your trunk there
Right.
to make sure that you don't get
To balance it
a
out.
little top heavy, back heavy. You know, backlight.
Okay. So we've got other options here. Like these look like some 3-point ones.
Yeah, the little blue in here, it's great for you know if you need to transport. Let's say you need to transport a round bale,
Right.
or maybe 2 round bales. You could put 1 round bale on the front and put 1 round bale on the back.
Okay. Yeah.
So you know if you got to feed your cows and they need more than 1 bale, you could save your trip.
Right. Okay, I see that. And these the Flegel ones over here, they look like they got a front loader attacher to them, but they look like they'd be suited to a 3.2.
Yeah, I think you can get them in either flavor.
Okay, all right. Now these are the ones you're talking about mostly for silage bales. These are the in-game grabbers.
Yeah, these are really good for round bales.
Okay, great. Yeah.
I don't think they're so good for square bales because I don't think they go out wide enough.
No, no.
And that's where the DB80 here.
Right.
This one works with both round or square bales because it, as you can see, it can spread out really wide.
Yeah, so but you're still lifting one at a time when you're doing with those, right?
Yeah, I would not suggest doing multiples because you may find yourself with a little bit of frustration.
Right. Okay. And then you've got these over here. These
Uh,
are grabbers also.
yeah, these are kind of some claw action. It's
Okay.
rather interesting. You'll see the piston there in the middle.
Right.
The claws will actually rotate in
Right.
and grab the bale, so you can use
Okay.
this for. I think it's pretty much ideal for round bales
Okay.
because they'll kind of arc in and grab on the round.
All right. And these look rather fancy. What are these guys all about?
Well, these are pretty high end. They've got some interesting capabilities. So one problem that we have is the safety of moving, of driving around with these bales
Right.
with the forks. So you can actually go in here and you can see you can move these up,
Oh yeah, the pins move. I see what you got there.
and you can see here. We can move that up, and you can rotate them up. We can also raise and lower
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
the pylons here.
And this
You
one's
know,
got. See, this one seems to have an extra rack on it. What is that all about?
so this is a rather interesting deal where you've got, of course, and I'll demonstrate this here in a little bit. You've got a reach, obviously, of your front loader arms,
Right.
but if you need to go a little bit higher than that, there's a piston, as you can see here,
Right.
that will actually raise the fork up even further.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
so it's kind of like a forklift job where you can raise the bale stack
Oh.
vertically.
So you could actually
Uh,
go to like a 6 or even an 8 stack with something like that.
Potentially, if you've got good tall fork arms.
Hmm. Okay. So let's see a couple of these in action. Oh, wait a minute. These we forgot about these guys.
Oh, these are, you know that Teflon coating.
Yeah.
Well, these forks here, they're specially coated with some really cool industrial Teflon coating that
Right.
they just slide right on in the bale,
Right.
and then they've got some magic that just grabs the thing.
Oh, okay. So there's a
Um,
locking script on that. Just
so
just
so
not.
they're
It's not the
pretty
claws, but they will lock in.
right. They're pretty. They slide right on in. You don't have to worry about them possibly knocking the bale over with them not sliding in very well because they're
Right.
they're coated well. You
Oh, okay.
just go right on in, and then you engage the grabber.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see some of these in action. Let's see what they can do. You wanna hook on to one of them, and I'm gonna grab another set here. Hang on a second.
Yeah, I've got my demo tractor over here.
Oh, okay, great. So what do you, sorry, where did you go? You were oh yeah, you got a good sized tractor over there. Okay, well that's a good idea. So you'll be able to do some of the heavy lifting with that thing.
Yeah, I'd like to do lots of bale work, and I like to handle multiple bales at a time to make my life a lot easier.
Right. Okay. So let me just grab. Hang on a second. Let me just clear up a path in here for a second, and grab one of those. Get it? Yeah. Okay. Let me get that out of the way. I just want to show first sort of how to what the basic operation is. So you basically just take your bale forks, you put them into the bale. Once they're in the bale, you rotate back and you can lift it all up, and then boom, you get yourself a bale. Now the really important part when you're handling bales in Farm Sim is to remember that if you try to lay them down and your tines are facing up, you're going to pull your whole stack down. So you got to level out your bale first, then put it down on your surface, and then you can back out of it nice and smooth. So when you're dealing with a stack like this up here, where you're trying to pull a bale off of a trailer, it's important to just take your time, make sure you've got your bale lined up, get your fork in it, and then roll backwards to be able to get it up, and then you can take it back down, put it level again, and you'll be able to just put it on top of another bale or onto your tractor, and then it slides off, no problem. But you got to make sure the tines are flush. That's always the biggest thing that people run into when they start pulling bale stacks apart. And the thing that ends up causing that cascade is, not having your tines level. So let's see. Can you get to one of the bale forks back there with the that can grab multiples? Just gonna put these down over here.
Sure, let's see what we can get to. I guess we'll maybe work our way here. We'll maybe grab these kerf fabs.
Okay.
Yeah, they grab multiples.
All right.
And like I said, they've got that magical Teflon coating. They slide right on in.
Right.
As you were saying, you kind of need to be squared up and flat when you put the bale forks in.
Mm-hmm.
But with the kerf fabs, you can be a little more
Loosey goosey.
Yeah, you don't have to be quite so into it.
So you go ahead and grab the wide ones, and I'm going to grab the little ones. So if I come into here and just bump up against them, there we go. We got them on. All right. So you go ahead first. So you can grab, how many bales do you figure you can grab with those?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I've got 3 right now.
Right.
Depends if you can see the
oh yeah, you
magic
can
Teflon
actually
working through
slide the Teflon right through the
there.
bales.
Yeah, buddy. And then
Okay.
magic happens.
There you go.
There we
okay,
go.
yeah. So that
So
looks a little bit goofy because you're actually kind of not even fully into them.
Yeah, I'm gonna back over here. We're gonna pick up this 4th one, but
Okay.
you'll see. You can see I call these kind of magic,
Right.
because when you have them, you really don't have all the weight of the bale.
Right.
So you can kind of get away with moving more than the amount of bales that your tractor probably should allow.
Oh, because it doesn't model the weight on when they're attached.
Yeah, when they're locked, you don't have the actual weight.
Oh, okay.
So you can see right now I'm carrying 4
Right.
without
Okay.
any issue. I can go up and down. The rear tractor really doesn't bounce too much.
Okay.
If I even drop my weight and do the same
Oh,
thing,
yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's not modeled
see,
at all.
it's
Yeah.
not bouncing near as much.
So I can
Um,
grab with those with the stubbier ones. I can grab these round ones even. You can even just grab a stack of round ones, and I mean they're completely stuck on there. I mean, they are totally stuck. You can flip them around, and they're locked in until you hit the X button to let them go again.
Yeah, and then if you're not quite on the ground, you can hit X.
Right.
And they
And
just slide through.
Well, okay. All right. Well, I mean, these would be considered, I guess, sort of an intermediate level. If you want to sort of get to learn how to stack bales properly, but you don't quite have the physics figured out, then, pop, there you go. You just grab them, and of course, you can extend and retract the height of the bale grabber. But this is probably the only way. I mean, if I was going to grab 4 bales using a small tractor like this is kind of the only way I would ever be able to do it, is if I just came up to 4 bales like this and then lock them in. Now even a little 88 horsepower tractor like this, I can do it quite easily. So they're locked on there with magic, and like he says, and it's pretty simple to be able to move things around with a system like this. All right, so let me just drop these over here. We'll go on to the next one. Oh yeah, and I can extend and retract this by using the rotation on my joystick. So, just you can program that into whatever you use. All right, what next?
All right, so I've got these
Where
CSZ ones.
Where are you at here? Oh, there you are. Okay, yeah. Okay, so those have a little bit of extra magic, don't they? Like they
Yeah, look at this magic. I can, for safety reasons, I can rotate up the forks,
right.
or the spikes when I'm transporting around on the open road, or maybe
Right.
even around the farm.
Right.
You don't want to spear yourself a cow or something.
No, that's it. Or even if you get into a head-on collision with passers-by, you're not going to completely dismantle their life.
That's right.
Okay. So that's the shorty version. Okay, so I'm going to drop these off in a corner here. And we are I'm going to grab the other CSZ ones. I'll be right over with you. So these are actually quite well designed. They're really beautifully modeled, and they have a lot of hydraulics and different things built into them, and I find them quite attractive. But again, you've got that whole magical mystery side to them. So, and these are the ones that extend even higher. So, all right, go
They
for it.
also they also seem to have a weird camera on them.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it really disorients me with these because the camera just zooms in and zooms out all of a sudden on the forks,
right,
and I really don't care for them because of that camera problem.
right,
And you know, you could also use them to auto grab.
right,
You know, we've got auto load trailers. We also have auto load forks
right. Okay.
with these.
So if I were to go up and just hit the, is it the X button or
I think is it V?
is it V?
Yeah, I think it's V.
V, okay, let's try
Yeah.
that. So if I come here and I hit V, and I hit V, there it is. All right. So with V, it automatically loads 2, but now it's kind of a magic wand too. So if I just drive up to another one, will it just load? No, see, they don't even exist as a collision right now. So that's just kind of weird.
Yeah, they're in that auto load state where they
Right.
don't exist. Of course, they're grabbed, so you can do the. You're not going to risk them sliding off if you spin too quickly or if
Right.
you come to a stop too quickly.
So now I can raise them up.
Yeah, you got the magic forklift forks.
Yeah, so I can actually come up even higher, put them down a little bit. Where am I here? Let's see. It's kind of a tricky thing to judge when you're in first person. And, okay, let's take a chance, and Z. There you go. Nice massive stack of bales. So again, depending on how you like to play, you can get them stacked way up there. And like Farmer Klein says, they do fold away for transportation, which is kind of a neat thing. And I believe they do actually work on round bales too. Let's see here. Yeah, they do work on round bales too. So you can use them to pick up your round bales or your square bales, and they're perfectly happy doing it. So, all right, drop that there. What's next?
Well, you want to show off the grabber here.
Yeah, so if
Kind
you
of need
want
to move the grabber out of the way to get some of these other ones anyway.
Yeah, so let me just hop out here and watch this. So the grabber, the thing about the grabber is it doesn't actually close evenly. One side of it kind of stays a little bit more closed than the other. And I always figured that's so that you can get your bales tighter together, so that you can come up alongside another bale and then just drop them on top without too much of a hassle. And it kind of releases them a little bit, and then it drops them over. So there you go. So that's a pretty good way if you're going to be doing silage bales. That's actually that's the proper way of using them and of loading silage. Hang on, just drop these here. Oops, back it up. Now there's these other ones here for round bales too that have sort of a jaw on them. And those are, let me just level out my claw, my front end here. And I can grab those. There we go. So, like we talked about, these ones have that that's sort of a claw on them that kind of grabs things. So I can go up to a bale, a round bale, because I don't think they open up enough to grab a square one. But I can grab it even from this angle over here if I wanted to grab that. Close the claw on them, lift them up, boom, take it, move it sideways, and then I can drop it by opening back up again, up like that. So now if I wanted to straighten out my bale, I can tip it over like this, and then I can grab it. Hang on, just gonna make sure I don't hit you. So now if I grab it like a little bit less of that. So like that, and then I close it, and then I can lift it, twist it back up, and then I can drop it again, and now it's in the right position.
Well, that was fancy.
Yeah. Well, when you're trying to straight. I find that one of the problems I often have is that once you start blowing up a stack, you end up in a situation where you're having to figure out, okay, how do I get these things tipped back the right direction so that I can do a proper stack again? And people get frustrated and they just walk away from the thing. So some of these claws and some of these forks actually sort of solve that problem for you. And back it up. There you go. So we're back in the stack. Now, what do you got there? You got the grabber version for square bales. So let me just hop out here and I'll watch you play with those.
Yeah,
Go for it.
Basically the square bale grabber.
Okay.
And you can grab round bales with them too.
Right, because they're actually they're wide enough for it.
Right, but we'll just grab this one here.
Right.
Let's see here.
So if I come around.
Whoa! We want to gentle here. Make sure they're opened up all the way. You want to make sure you're square on them. Oh, here we go.
So are they just not opening up wide enough, or?
Let's just try this stack over here.
Okay.
That one's a little of an angle, I think.
There you go. So it's just big enough to fit a bale in it.
Yeah,
it doesn't give you a lot of wiggle room to be able to do this.
Right, and then you kind of grip them up. So I guess I grabbed the bottom one a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, but that's all right. Yeah.
There we
There
go.
you go. All right.
So you can obviously use these for square round bales or square silage bales.
Right.
But there isn't a lot of wiggle room there.
No, that's it. It's kind of a very precise thing, just even getting them in the right place. Whereas I feel the ones with the forks. But again, you're kind of limited, because if you're going to be doing square bales of silage and you want to do a role play, then you're kind of limited to that kind of dynamics, right? If you want to do it right. So, okay. Let me just dump these, and let's see what else we have over here. All right, so now you got some big uns over here. I'm going to let you grab the Kotek ones, but I'm going to play with these little yellow ones over here.
Ah, yes. My best seller, the Kotex.
Yeah. I know you're a big fan of those. So, let's see here. There's the jaws that close up on it. And then, can I lift and close the... yeah, I don't think I have them mapped on my joystick. But I know you can grab... So if I grab 3 bales with that, and then I grab them, can I lift them up? Oh yeah, but it's heavy. It's heavy. I mean, hang on a second. Let's just get an external view here for a second. You can see that on my tractor, that 3 bale load is a lot of work for this little guy. So.
Oh yeah, your back end you're very light.
Yeah, so it can be done, and it's. Hang on, let's just see. Can I just open up the claws, put them down? I think like I'm not completely straight on that. Hang on, let's just see if I can flatten out my forks. So these are the forks here. There's only 2 tines on it. So if I'm flat enough, then I can come back at it, make sure I have them all the way in, and
rotate your claws in. There you go.
There you
now
go.
The top bale's not really
yeah,
tight there.
That's it. So
But,
these are a bit more finicky in terms of you're gonna have to really be careful about staying flush against the bales when you first spike them, and especially if like I like to play in first person, and getting that angle right is a bit of a challenge. Oh, and they fell off. Okay.
Yeah, there's no magic there. That's all. That's all
Yeah.
in theory friction.
Right.
You know? So
Okay.
yeah, you've made a mess of that one.
Yeah, well, we'll have to call the manager and tell him his van has been buried in bales. But how do they must not be very good with round bales at all then. If they need to have that much friction grab on them. Nope. Nope, completely useless because the two bottom tines basically go on either side of the round bales.
Yeah, they're too wide.
Yeah, that's it. So that's not going to work out at all. Okay, well those are very pretty, but I don't think they're going to, I think they're a little too finicky for my kind of work. So let me just drop these off over here. And you've got installed the Kotek ones, which are really a classic because you can use these as traditional forks also. Those red tines actually have physics on them. And those big giant claws will grab the whole stack. So let's see that in motion. Let's see what it does.
All right, you went and stacked 6 here, so I'll just I'll take the top 4 off.
Okay.
But the key is that the you've got the big back here. You want that as level as possible. So if you need to get down on the ground, you just kind of make sure you're level.
Right.
Because when you go in here and you stab them,
right,
like so.
Yeah.
And then I like to rotate them back. And you can see the top bales there. They're just sitting there. There's you can bounce. Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Bounced in place.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And now we grabbed them.
Oh, the red tines actually disappeared right in there.
Right. So let's bring it down here. Now you can see they're not on there with magic.
Right.
If I'm driving forward and I come to a quick stop, they're going to slide right off.
Right.
If I make a quick turn,
right,
going forward, they're going to slide right off.
Right.
And if I do what you did, where I tilt them too far forward, they'll
come off too.
Come right off.
So the same rules apply as with traditional forks, in terms of when you're unloading them, make sure your tines are level, and make sure when you back away, you back straight away. And then when you lift them, it doesn't hurt to just be able to tilt your forks back a bit so that they kind of tilt back. All right, so that idea is sort of the next level of I would call it magic assist kind of thing, where there's actually they sort of come along with the round bale grabbers that I showed you earlier. It's sort of the same kind of physics, but they don't really add a script to it. They add more friction by adding more tines to the whole thing. So these bale forks here are sort of like the traditional bale forks, the normal in-game bale forks, except, well, they got more spikes. So I find these really, really nice because basically you can grab, hang on a second, let me just back up to this stuff here. So if I were to grab, again, make sure they're flat, make sure that they're lined up, come into a stack of 3, and roll them back to lift, and then now they're on there. So I can, kind of go up and down, and they're on there fairly solid. And when it comes time to drop them back off again, I mean, there's no scripts locking these in. So if I want to put them on a trailer, I've got to sort of be a little bit careful about it. And again, because of the size of equipment that I tend to play with, these are, whoa, back up a bit. Almost got that second stack knocked over. So let me just back that up a little bit more. So now I feel like I'm a little tilted forward. And I put them down, and then I back out of it. Back out. There you go. Whoop. Sort of. Nailed it.
Yeah, they're totally on there. Totally on there.
So there you go. So now the limitations that I always run into is that, again, the size of the equipment that I use. So if I try to do this, grab 4 of them, and then tip them back, well, it actually did it there for a moment.
Your back wheels they're
Yeah,
way light.
yeah. So now if I try to steer, I'm going to be floating around a little bit there. So that's not really practical loading 4 onto here. And I feel like the top one is not really attached. I feel like the top one is a little bit loosey-goosey. So, whoop, there you go, lifting up now.
Yeah, you are definitely.
I'm in the air now, so let's just lower that back down. There we go. Okay. So as soon as I hit the reverse gear or the brakes, I'm going to tip this thing over. So it's not really practical for me to think that a 80 horsepower tractor is going to be able to pull that off. So there you go. I think the end result is that these are the ones for me. They're the right size for my equipment. They're the right amount of technology for my playstyle. And I kind of like them. They're kind of spiky. Now, if you wanted to start off, say, if you want to get to learn how to stack bales, I would recommend you start with the CSZs because this will give you that back and forth motion. You can learn how to drive a tractor with a front end loader on them and not have to worry about the bales, falling over and all that stuff. You use your X and your Z button, you drop them down, and you're good to go. Then you can graduate to the curve fabs. And the curve fabs are nice because the forks are non-collidable, so you can screw them up a little bit and still lock them in and be able to fix the problem rather quickly. Because you can pick up a bale while it's on its side and straighten it out and start over again, no problem. The next level up, I would say, is these guys right here. If you're doing big bale work and you got a lot of them and you're using the 4-stacker from Black Sheep Modding, that's an excellent piece of equipment. The modeling on them is brilliant. And they work like a charm. They will load up a trailer 4 high, no problem. And then finally, these ones here, I think these are kind of if you're going to do 3 stacks of bales, if you're going to do single bales, you use the in-game ones. But if you're going to do 3 stacks and want to do them traditionally, that's the solution that I came up with. So thank you very much, Farmer Klein, for coming and playing with me.
Oh, no problem.
It's been an absolute pleasure. And what are you up to these days?
Oh, I'm doing a crazy thing over on Churn Farms. I'm doing 24-day seasons.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you got Churn Farmers just down the street from here, so maybe I can go goof around up there every now and then.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have to say, these Kotex, they work great with a telehandler.
Yeah, that's it, because a lot of these come with a telehandler attachment also. So that's the other thing too, is I've never been a fan of moving bales with telehandlers, but for those of you who prefer that way of functioning, yeah, this is a very appropriate tool for any of the telehandlers in game, or even the Merlot looks excellent with that on it.
So yeah, you marry that with your 4-bale stacker that you got up there on the hill.
Yeah.
And it's a marriage made in heaven.
That's it. Well, yeah. I think that the great thing about that thing is I think that I can actually make 3 stacks with it. I just have to spend a bit more time paying attention. So I think the 3 stacks are going to work out for me too.
Yeah, you can definitely do 3 stacks and just pay attention when you need to unload it.
That's it. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. I'm going to get my bale forks, and I've got some stacking to do.
All right, get to work.